Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Tin Shed Shenanigans. If you've seen the previous video or videos, I don't know how many I'm going to be able to post before I get this done, you saw this in the background. This is our next big project. This is an E-Z-GO golf cart with a little surprise where the battery should be. I'm going to bring y'all in a little bit closer so that way y'all can see this nice surprise. This thing hasn't run since about 2016. It's been sitting. It did run when it was parked, and it needs a new carburetor. And I got it from my uncle. Oh, don't kick the stand away. Got it from my uncle, and it has a Honda 350 out of a Honda Foreman under the seat. So this is a four-wheeler powered golf cart. Has the rear end out of the four-wheeler. Still got the Honda wheels on it. Has wheel spacers and I think a bit of a lift on it. I know it's not locked up. I put my little jump box on it to see if it would spin over. But first thing we're going to do is give this thing a nice bath. Excuse me. Give this thing a really nice bath, and then we are going to replace the carburetor, and we have to set up a fuel cell and find an air cleaner and everything that'll fit it. But I'm going to get the pressure washer set up so we can clean this thing up a little bit. Alright, so we got her a little bath. It's nowhere near perfect. But I do want to see if it'll pop off with some brake clean. There we go. Okay. We'll turn. This is the shifter. Okay. That should be key on. I had it in neutral the other day. Alright, that's neutral. That should be neutral. Why are you not doing nothing? Let's see. Do we have any power going in anything? Let's see. That should be my headlights are on. I don't think we have any power going to anything. Or our lights are bad. Possibly the second one. There we go. Okay. Wasn't in neutral. some throttle. Alright, come on, little thing. I know you want to live. Aha! It does live. Alright, cool. Now I need to get a battery. And the motor actually sounds pretty healthy. Get a battery and rig up a fuel tank and replace that carburetor. Replacing the carburetor is kind of step number one. But if you noticed, I reached in there and hit the gas pedal for the go-kart. That's because that works. Brakes and the gas pedal are rigged up to work with the engine. So it's exciting. Yeah, so I'll have to find a battery for this thing. It's like a little side post. I'm sure I could convert it to a top post. And then, yeah, rig up a fuel tank of some kind and cool. But yeah, let me show y'all kind of what the bath what it did. Not a whole lot, but it's not covered in algae anymore, so call that a win. All right, guys. So, I've given it a bath. I took the battery out to see if I could give it any kind of charge. I don't think so because it's from 2011, but at least give it a fighting chance. And I'm kind of in this wiring to kind of clean it up some. So these are my three little lights that I've got. One's neutral, one is reverse, and one's supposed to be like a park brake. They're just kind of stuffed under here right now. I would like to be able to see them, and that way you can tell when you got the key on if you're doing, if you're in neutral, if you're not in neutral. So I'm gonna try to clean up this wiring. Hey, buddy. I'm gonna try to clean up this wiring a little bit and make it a little bit less chaotic under here. Get it where things are not just sitting on the ground or sitting literally just kind of in here. And that way you don't catch something and rip it off. So get my fuse panels and everything where they're a little more easily accessible. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of work on that a little bit and see if I can't figure something out. And then I'll try to bring y'all back if I can find anything or show y'all some little tricks or anything. But yeah, while I'm letting that battery charge, I'm gonna try to do that. Alright guys, so to mount these little lights, I just used I always call them a Christmas tree bit. And I just kind of drilled into the plastic a little bit to where it's just small enough where once I put the plastic lens in, it held them in tight. I drilled this one a little bit too big, so I had to put some electrical tape on it. But now you can tell when you're in neutral, reverse, and if your park brake's on without having to just kind of blindly guess. And my battery's taking a charge. So I'm pretty impressed with that. Okay, it's not perfect. Alright guys, so got the new carburetor on. Figured it'd be easier to show it going back on than coming off because I was trying to figure it out myself. For the main throttle cable, all you got to do is just pull up this little lever. Well, it's not pretty, but that's the old air filter off the old Generac generator that I rigged up so it at least wouldn't have a hole in the end of it anymore to get it shoved on there. But our wiring looks a little prettier. We've got our lights up there now. We're just waiting for the battery to charge up a little more, and then we'll see if that doesn't work. So what happened was the negative cable Microphone's dying, but my microphone keeps dying. I'm gonna go grab my other one. I have my other microphone. I don't know if just the lights are bad or what's going on. Let's see. Let me go grab my meter and see if I'm even getting power to the lights and everything. There you are. Okay, so here's our meter. First thing we'll check to see if the stator's working. Because if the stator's working, that's fantastic. That's a win right there. Stator is not working, it seems. Or the battery's just that shot. There's also a good chance that it's not hooked up. Alright, we'll get past that right now. We're going to look to see why the lights aren't working. Am I getting power to my fuse? Let's see. My wires for my stator should be these. My rectifier may not be any good. That's a good chance. Or the battery's just completely shot. That may be another reason why nothing else is working. My little fuse box is only getting like 2 volts to everything. Yeah, I'm only getting like 2 volts at the end of this wire. Well, I don't know if my battery's putting anything out. Yeah, I don't have any kind of lights or anything. I may just have to get a new battery, and then we'll try this again. But I mean, hey, at least it's running. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just get a new battery, and then we'll see if that doesn't kind of quell some of the issues. But my tool's up here, and we'll go for an. I'll see if I can't get y'all set up where y'all can go on a little rip with me. Hey, buddy, I need that cover, okay? I need that. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, I'll see if I can't get y'all set up, and we'll go for a little rip around the yard. Okay, I got y'all kind of set up. We'll putt around in first or second gear. We'll just putt around the yard, and we'll bring it back by the shop. I don't know how much gas I've got left in the tank, but it's probably not a whole lot, because I only had about half a gallon left in my can. But I figured y'all should be able to experience this ride with me. I'd take my little boy and my wife with me, but it ain't got no seat belts, so I don't want to risk that. We'll back it into the little spot like we had it before. Alright, get y'all more set up. Alright, we are in reverse. And you see my little boy. Well, there it goes. It's running and driving now. I still want to get the charging system fixed and make sure the lights work. And we may just have bad lights from them sitting forever, but I'd at least like to get it where I've got a good battery and everything and make sure all that's working before I, do anything else with it. So, yeah. Well, as you can see, it is pitch black outside, meaning it's like 6:45. Love time change. But we got a new battery in here. Even though the old one was taking a charge, it wasn't holding a charge. But now let's key on. See? Lights. I think I've got like a wonky switch or something. Because they started to come on. Hey, there you go. At least my front headlights work. Not really sure what that's about, but now that we have our new battery in, it should. Choke it. There it goes. There's a bell pepper on my steering wheel. I don't like how noisy it is, but I'm gonna get my little tester and see if the charging system's working now. I know it's a little hard to see, but 13 volts, it's charging. Oh, my light. There it went. Okay, cool. Now that I know it's charging, pretty much all that's left is wait for the fuel tank to get here and then do the service on it. But the service kit was supposed to come in today, but it hasn't come in, so hopefully it'll be here by tomorrow. Well, guys, we're back out here again tonight. Notice how it's like pitch black outside. It's only 6 o'clock. Thanks, daylight savings times. Tonight we're going to be doing the oil change on the Honda powered golf cart. So I got a kit from Edwards. It's the name of the company. This is for a Honda 350, which is what this engine is. So of course we have the air filter that we won't be able to use because that's for the actual Honda air box. Comes with an NGK spark plug, Honda oil filter, 3 quarts of 1030 4-stroke oil, set of gloves, and an O-ring for the cartridge filter. It was like 50 bucks, which honestly is not a bad price. So I'm going to see if I can't get y'all down there with me so y'all can kind of see where the drain plug is. And then once all the oil gets drained out, we'll come back up top, pop the little cover off and get the oil filter out, and then we'll get her going. And unfortunately, my fuel tank probably won't be here till like next week. So I'll have to do a short on that of what the fuel tank mounting situation looks like. But for now, we can at least get the oil change done. So it's a little difficult to see under here, but this big hole right here is where your drain plug is. It is a 17. If this were on an actual four-wheeler, as you can still see the frame of the four-wheeler, it's been cut. Yeah, this would be extremely easy to find because it's right here on the bottom, but still very easy to find. So I'm gonna start draining this oil. Then while I'm letting it drain, I'll pop a new spark plug in, and yeah. It's a little difficult to see because this frame is right here in the way, but right here, this little cover here is where the oil filter is, and we need to access that as we have a new oil filter and a new housing O-ring. So I'm going to see, y'all, I will not be able to show y'all me doing this. So I'm going to turn the camera off, get that thing out, and then bring y'all back when it's off. So I got the oil filter housing out. There's a little O-ring there for this little bypass. This oil filter is so disgusting. Like, it is absolutely disgusting. I don't know if this oil's ever been changed before whenever this thing was swapped. So that filter is just full of junk. I'm gonna clean off this housing and then put everything back together. This is horrid. All right, so you'll have this little thing that says this side towards engine and spring, and there's a little spot where it just kind of rests on there. And this is a little bypass. Make sure you replace that O-ring and replace this O-ring around the actual housing. This is really difficult to show everybody with no lights because my shop, or under my lean-to, I don't think this thing would fit, for one, and two, I've still got a lawnmower I've been trying to sell. So, but yeah, I'm going to get the filter back in there, and then we're going to refill it with oil and yeah, and the oil change will be done, and then we'll be waiting for a fuel tank. So I'm gonna get this back in, and then we'll go on about that. All right, well, we got the oil change done. Took about 2.5 quarts. And with how gross all that stuff was that was in the motor, I had a guess. It just ran. No, still got some gas. Gonna prime her up. Did I unplug something on accident when I was over here? Do we have spark? So let me figure out what's going on with this, because it was just starting like 2 seconds ago. Okay. Let me figure out what's going on with this, because that's weird. Okay, guys, so I figured it out. I didn't have the kill switch in the right position. I've got it on choke. There it goes. Now she's happy. It sounds so much better now that I've done an oil change on it. I'm sure it's happier about existing now. Okay, well, it is, again, pitch black, and it's only like 6:30. So I'm going to have to call it for tonight because I don't really have enough light. So maybe tomorrow. Maybe my fuel tank will come in early. That'd be nice. I don't think it will, but that'd be nice. Well, guys, as you see, I am rather nicely dressed. We just got back from church not too long ago. I was expecting my fuel tank to have been in by now, but it got delayed. It won't be in for a couple more days. So I think I'm gonna stop right here. I'll do a little short once I get the fuel tank in. But we got it running and driving. Did a tune-up on it. Did an oil change on it, and surprisingly, all the tires. That one's a little low. All the tires are holding air. So we have improved the golf cart from its previous condition. So, but yeah, y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any more content. We're up to 239 subscribers, so thank you to everyone who has subscribed and has been subscribed. I really appreciate you guys. We're about 800 watch hours from hitting the 3,000 hour mark. Again, thank you guys. That's huge to me. But yeah, I really appreciate all the support and all the views and all my subscribers. But y'all got to see the first four-wheeler powered golf cart on the channel. So hopefully there's more to come with things like this. We'll cobble together jobs that we can get going. And but yeah, y'all stick around, and I'll hope to see you again in another episode of 10 Shed Shenanigans.